writing, you're all about the story, the story, the story, the story. And for the basic reason that when you write a scene, you have to build a set for the scene, you have to furnish the scene, you have to put extras in the scene. And so as a TV writer, you're also a producer and you're watching the budget. And so if you just have people talking about what happened in a restaurant, that's not a scene. You know, if you're going to build the restaurant set, literally, you have to make sure something happens that's moving the story forward. And so you get really good at just really second nature about understanding what a good scene is, a good dramatic scene. And so that really helped me. And also what helped me is realizing that really, really hard work will get you to where you want to go. And I feel very lucky to know that also is in my bones, and that came from TV writing, because I come across so many people who write first drafts or write the first half of novels, and they're kind of a mess, and I give them notes and they just give up. They're just like, oh, they just can't deal with it. They don't know how to roll up their sleeves and dig down and make it better. I had never written fiction before, and anything, a short story. I still haven't written a short story. I keep thinking now I have to go back, and I haven't written a blog entry. I mean, it's so weird. I just like wrote my novel and that's it. And now I'm writing another novel. I feel like I'm incapable of writing anything else, even minor. But that I didn't know anything, and I hadn't taken any classes, and I really came to it as a fan of fiction, really, as someone who just read like crazy. And what I tried to do was do no harm, basically, is not have bad writing in it. That was really all I tried to do, is just tell my story and not have bad writing in it, which I felt like I could recognize. I didn't even know if I could recognize good writing. I just felt like I could recognize bad writing, and I didn't want to do it. I think that novels are really this interesting play between wanting to be really realistic but getting there in a very stilted, fake way. And that, like, for instance, in my novel, in This One Is Mine, Violet is married, and she's obviously a member of society. You know, she's had a job and she's running around like a maniac after this lover that she has, this guy Teddy, and she has no friends, if you notice in the book, which is what you spoke about as a simplifying choice, because in real life, somebody in that position would be, oh my God, just burning up the phone lines with their friends, going out to lunch with their friends. The friends would give them advice. And a lot of chick lit is kind of like that. There's the group of friends who gives advice, and they go to Barney's and try on shoes and talk about their stuff, which I'm not interested in. And even though I obviously wanted to write something really realistic, you know, I was really trying to get the details right, I made a really big choice, which is to have Violet have no friends. Because I think it lets the air out of it. You don't want her to be able to talk and explain what is happening, and people give her advice, and it kind of keeps the heat inside and builds the pressure up inside of her to act kind of wild and crazy, you know, to make the story better. So it's a good point that you do need to simplify things. You need to choose what you're going to write about, and you need to do it in the service of realism, even though by definition you're making it unrealistic. It takes so long to write a book that it's not like whipping off something, you know. It takes so long, and you're really going to be faced with really dark existential moments of aloneness, and to feel like you understand this, that's what you understand what you're writing and why you're writing it. That's really important. And I think it's important when you choose what you're going to write. I think that has to be the question you ask yourself: is this going to sustain me? Yeah, and then you know, if you're furious at the mayor of Seattle, let's say, I was just listening to an interview with him on the radio. Let's say you're furious with the mayor of Seattle, and that somehow you feel like, I'm going to feel this anger for 4 years of my life, then turn that into a book. It doesn't have to be about, my anger at the mayor of Seattle. You say, a child's anger with the father, a man's anger with the system or society or whatever it is. Then you can have fun with it. Figure out, okay, how am I going to construct a story out of this burning thing inside of me? It doesn't have to literally be what you're feeling. Then you can kind of intelligently try to graft stuff on it that will work as a novel.